Hello everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to you from Victoria, British Columbia, the capital city, located on the southern tip of Vancouver Island, known as the City of Gardens. It's a stunning city and a very, very popular tourist destination as well. 3.5 million visitors here, plenty to see and do. Marine activities particularly popular, but the pace of life pretty sedate compared to other big cities. Lots happening excuse me, outside, but this is the place to be if you're heading inside, and that is the Save On Foods Memorial Centre and the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013. Big weekend ahead tonight. It's the 1 versus 2 playoff. It's Scotland against Sweden, the teams bidding for a place in the 2013 World Final. I'm Alison Walker, alongside me Luke Coley. We're bringing you live commentary on the whole game. Plenty of Scottish support, as you would expect. And there are a few Swedes as well. Great atmosphere inside the arena. Whole week of round-robin action building up to this point. Will it be Sweden or will it be Scotland that head through into that final? So much at stake.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the two teams participating on Sheet B. Will you please welcome Team Scotland? With their lead, Michael Goodfellow. Their second, Greg Drummond. Their third, Tom Brewster. And their skip, David Murdoch. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team Sweden. With their lead, Victor Schell. Their second, Frederick Lindberg. Their third, Sebastian Grout. And their skip, Nicholas Edin. All right, gentlemen, in just a few moments, this ice will be yours. Good luck, good curling. Let the game begin.
So those are the two lineups that we've come to know very well indeed. And time to get a quick word with Luke about the prospects for this game.
It was always a question what lineup Scotland was going to put in. It's all into this page playoff system now. Scotland got there even with their last round-robin game. Sweden had to win to get in it, avoid tiebreakers. That dropped Canada into the 3-4 against Denmark. So that's where we shape up. Denmark, Canada, sudden death. Scotland, Sweden have a second life if they can't win tonight. So that's how it'll all shape out to determine this year's world champion.
And the rules of play for the 1-2, it's 8 ends now minimum, 73 minutes for each team, still the coach interaction and the clock continuing to run. And these two teams know each other so well. They know what they're good at, they know their weaknesses. This will be a real test for both teams.
It will be, and it's got to be a bit of a relief for Nicholas Edin, his team winning that one last night. They knock off Canada, they get into this 1-2 game, avoid the tiebreaker scenario that would have been long and messy and drawn out. Scotland knew they were in after their first win yesterday, but lost their final one. They'll try and bounce back from that. They do go with again, a little different lineup than they did in their round-robin game against Sweden. Here was Scott Andrews at lead and Greg Drummond at second. And this one, Michael Goodfellow in at lead.
Although I did speak to Dave Murdoch yesterday, and he wasn't too bothered about the loss to Finland. A bit annoyed, but he said it was just a bit of bad luck. We didn't play badly in the game, so he said don't read too much into that. This is a whole new ball game now. This 1 versus 2 playoff. Victor Schell, the lead for Sweden, 27 years old.
No surprise, both teams going to be aggressive early. Starts centerline guard. Important come around top part of the rings.
The lead for Scotland, Michael Goodfellow.
It's okay. Line's good.
From Stirling.
Line on right now. Line's good.
Experience of playing in 2 world finals, 2011 and 2012 with Tom Brewster. Silver medalist, so used to playing on the big stage now.
And of the rotation, when he comes into the game, he's playing lead no matter what. Whereas Scott Andrews and Greg Drummond have mixed up a couple different positions. Minor mistake early going deep into the rings.
Yep, just overdoing it slightly, that's perhaps slight nerves. And maybe not quite getting the ice right first time.
Well, sticks around edge of the 12-foot. We'll see what Murdoch does with this one. They want to roll off to the side, or if they play the hit or the freeze, which it looks like the freeze will be the call.
Boy, great throw. Great throw. Nice. Good sweep. Yeah.
Well, it's always entertaining anytime you have a Tom Brewster in a lineup. Very animated, very outgoing, very much wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Absolutely, Hart is out there, feels every emotion. Very quick to compliment and encourage the younger members of his team. He's been with these guys for some time now. David Murdoch, relatively new to this lineup.
And the nose hit sits on the side, will force another freeze. This time for Greg Drummond.
Greg Drummond, just 24, forfeit.
Wait. Please, nice. Go room. Give it a chance. Needs a curl, guys. No line. No line.
A little difference, just a bit more weight, doesn't curl. Playing away from the center, so does have the 4-foot later in the end. Different here this year's World Championship, not to see Canada in the 1-2 game. They have been in the 1-2 game at the Men's Worlds every year since the last time it was held here in Victoria in the same venue in 2005.
Did I hear that in 2005 Canada won by virtue of being 3-4 then?
They did.
came
They went
through
all
that
the way
That
through.
was the last team to win here in a 3-4 scenario.
The double made spills that out. They do win the 3-4. The Canadian team this year won it in the same style, the Canadian Championship. We'll see them tomorrow against Denmark. Murdoch was in the final.
They'd still rather be in the 1-2, whatever, no matter what the historical stats throw up.
That year was a 6-way tie for first place. Not only had to go through the 3-4, had to go through tiebreakers. So Randy Ferbey and his rank won it. Murdoch was the team he beat in the final with a different team than these three guys in front of him now. Trying the freeze.
Line's good. Line's good. Go, go, go. Atta boy. This is the difference between Mike's second one and my rock.
Yep, team are happy with Greg's throw.
Just heard the comment about talking about stones. The difference in a couple of them from Mike's first couple. They heard them talk about Greg's first that was a bit heavier. You see them use split times a lot to determine the weight.
This is Sebastian Kraup, the Swedish third.
Just a little bit too much on the inside, rolling in front into the 8-foot. Instead of nosing it and staying frozen now, Scotland can either hit to lie 2, play the freeze.
Get the option of the freeze again, Tom. Or we can just about nose.
Yeah, it's up to you, Dave.
Yeah, I don't mind this.
My only concern with the freeze is it brings the guard. We're close to the guard on
like
the freeze.
this, just nose or hair inside. There's no point in rolling the air, it's just a half stoner. Barrier up. Solid. Control. Face up.
The third for Scotland, Tom Brewster,
No.
losing out in the World Final last year in Basel
Right off.
to Canada.
Right off.
I'm maybe a hair more weight than what they wanted to throw.
Something's annoying him.
He'll get that straightened out.
Got to be comfortable playing these shots. Sebastian Kraup, second stone.
Kolla hela vägen.
Samma fart.
Bak kolla. Bak kolla.
Well, right on the nose. So just one stone in the rings, one out in front. Again, see how long Scotland tries to play the freeze. They're trying to generate a deuce, keeping things out of the center line, trying to get Sweden into a bit of a draw game as opposed to maybe the big weight runbacks we saw a lot in their game against Canada last night.
Which was very successful for the Swedes, of course, so
Top 4. Real good.
limit their options.
Squeeze.
Scotland would
Gotta go like
have preferred Sweden
hard line.
in the 1-2, or would they have wanted Canada?
You know what? I think they were just happy to be in this game as opposed to this one's just over curling.
Keep going.
Just get it as far as possible. So the rollout by Brewster. That one curls more than they thought. Doesn't matter who you play. You'll ask teams, they'll say it really doesn't matter. You say you wanted one team or the other, you might give them more motivation. But they enjoy playing Nicholas. They were all smiles with one another last night as they determined stones that they were going to use for this game. Joking around about a few shots, and Nicholas actually said, I learned something from you, David, how to play all those doubles throughout the game.
And I saw them this morning practicing, and there was a lot of banter going on even then. So these guys do have a good relationship, but on the ice it's very, very competitive, and there's nobody more competitive than this man, Nicholas Edin, the Swedish skip. He would love this world title.
Topp 4. Linjen är bra.
His girlfriend won the 2011 world title with Team Norberg, so Another incentive.
Well, need to get second shot out of this. Got to get it to the 8-foot. Big scrub. Obviously wanted the 4-foot. Just a little bit short with the first draw for Nicholas Edin.
And it's not quite protected either.
Well, David Murdoch, 3 losses in round robin, losing to Canada, the US, and Finland, their final round robin game. Has the hammer to start things off, finishing first in round robin play.
So here's his first stone, 34-year-old two-time world champion. Born in Dumfries. And a curling coach at Green Acres Curling Club. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's kind of near Paisley in Scotland.
Well, they knew they were going to be behind the tee line, so they try and take it far enough that if a freeze is made by Nicholas Edin, then they can draw down, still get their 1. More weight, they want to be in front of the tee line. Murdoch's first of skip stones.
All players finding the ice a little bit challenging in this first end. Teams are out supporting. Team China, who played so well this week, had hoped to get into the tiebreaker scenario.
All swung. There could have been a 5-way tie for 4th place, including Nicholas Edin in Sweden, but they were able to be victorious last night.
So that knocked all the other countries back down the pecking order, and it's Scotland, Sweden, Canada, Denmark who will go for the medals.
I'm not surprised to see the perfect shot made by Nicholas Edin. Comes down to it, sits back button, and that's why they wanted that first stone from Murdoch that was sliding behind the tee line to go at least 2 rocks so a freeze could be made, and he still had room to draw for 1.
So last stone of this first end from the Scotland skip.
Easy, guys.
Just wait. All grip. Back one. All grips.
Back button.
Nothing.
Line's good.
Nothing.
Line's good.
All grips.
It's a curl, guys.
No bounce. Cannot bounce.
It's weights there.
Got to be
Needs a curl.
Let it curl.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Just perfect weight. Both skips showing they're able to draw down, use their sweepers. We got great front ends. Well played.
So after the first end, first score to Scotland. Scotland 1, Sweden 0. Welcome back to our live coverage of this 1 versus 2 playoff game at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013. Crowd enjoying the atmosphere. We're into the second end. Scotland 1-0 up. And really, I think we'll be relieved to get that first end out the way, get a feel for the ice and get themselves going in this second end.
It'll be interesting to see their game plan of how they go about it with the second end. After getting one in the first, they put the center line guard up. Do you go in, see if maybe get some hits, play a blank, but they want to put the center line guard up. Same thing Sweden did to them, and then see how Sweden tries to play if they're not afraid to play around the center line stone.
Hard, guys. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Jag tror den är kort. Jag tror den är kort. Det känns kort i alla fall. Ja, det är bara gott.
Titta upp, det är bra ut.
Ja. Jag sköt boys.
Well, interesting decision. They say with the high guard, tough to get fully protected behind, so Sweden puts the corner guard out in front and try and get play to the wings with the stone out in front. Last end, Scotland's mindset with the center was we're going to draw around, and then play went to the wings later on.
Top 12, top 8.
Good. Line's good. Full 8, guys. Lots of room. Needs the curl. Needs the curl. Greg only.
Grace.
Yep, go,
Please
go,
get
go,
back.
go, go. Come on, we're gonna go. Hard. Hard. Hard, guys. Go, 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 go. Good sweep. Okay.
Vad bra.
Well, that stone just biting top of the button. So, pick their shell.
Sorry.
Ben.
Sorry.
Chance to make a play on it.
Sebbe med. Och. Vi är liten vicka känner.
Yep, the Scotland stone didn't quite curl round enough. It was exposed and removed by Sweden. And the Swedish stone in a similar position.
Nicholas Edin, his team, a solid team trying to improve the color of a medal, bronze medal last couple of years. And last time of the 5 world championships that Sweden has in the men's championship, the last that wasn't Canada or Scotland was Sweden. It was Pay Lindholm, the national team coach, in 2004.
So nearly 10 years ago, no fee they're due. Scotland, of course, won it in 2009.
That was David Murdoch, and also in 2006. All 4 of these players have never missed a final at a world championship. Of course, the 3 guys in front of David Murdoch, silver medal the last 2 years.
So all medalists, all experienced. The only difference, and I don't know whether this will be a factor, is that Team Sweden have been together for 5 years and playing as a team for 5 years. The Scotland team, although 4 of them have played together, it's only really this season that this new system has been working. So,
Same weight.
but they're in the 1-2 playoff, so
Grace, nice. Whoa. Same weight.
something's working.
Anything more weight.
Close. Whoa.
Close. Whoa, right off.
No. Come on. Keep coming. Cow. Good.
Good shot.
A little roll away sits top 12 foot now. With that stone fully exposed, options to make the hit and roll behind the center or to the wide side behind the corner guard.
Bra fart.
Vänd. Japp. Whoa, nej.
Ja, nej. Lite hård.
Vänd, japp. Nej.
Ta långa.
Well, try and roll it all the way, get it behind the corner guard. Doesn't quite get it.
10-2.
This should move in here, Tom.
Well, Frederick Lindberg makes the big roll. Trying to get it over. We'll get the edge of it behind.
Wait's good. Wait's good.
Soren Gran, the Scotland coach, had a good week with the team.
Well, Brewster trying to get by the front. Rubs the guards, so Brewster has had 3 misses in his first 3 shots of this 1-2 game.
I was backing that too. Yeah. That's curling like hell, that.
Let's see how close it was.
Dave.
Yep, just clips it, but it's enough.
Borderline. Just seen it. It's huge in there. It was huge.
Thought he, from the mannerism, sounded like he thought he threw it all right. Just curled more than they thought.
Nej.
Det är långt fram emot också.
You can't afford to give Sweden those kinds of opportunities. They will take advantage. Although we were talking about the man who won the world gold in 2004, and there he is,
Well,
coach for the Swedish
I mean,
team,
it is there, but
along with Eva
but
Lund.
Oh, you tell me what way.
Yeah, well, let's go peel on this here. Okay? If we want to get to there, we're okay.
So Scotland attempting to make up for that miss by Tom Brewster. Second chance.
Peel! Yep. No, never.
Well, chance to try and make the double, make the hit. Roll it just underneath.
Wasn't far away.
I like still.
Well, rolls just underneath of that one, unable to make that. So Tom Brewster's had 4 shots in the game, hasn't had full marks for any of his 4 shots.
Det är lång ut. Det är minst lika hårt som förra.
Det är längre än förra.
Ja, helt ex.
Är vi förbi?
Ja, vi är förbi.
Vi hänger bak 12.
Bara stanna oavsett.
Safely past that red guard.
Bra sak. Bra.
No double chance on those. They leave them level with one another on the other side. All Murdoch can do is try and make a hit and roll, try and get it closer to the other one. You can get it behind the center line.
The Japanese
All right, boys.
men's team, they've had a good week too. Some fantastic victories for the young side.
Stanna.
No, I need a hair, Tom.
We're able to get the Japanese first ever victory at a World Championship against Team Canada.
Yep, that's a great one for the CV.
It's good. Control! I think we're good weight.
They love the curling in Japan. One of the real growth areas of the sport.
Well, trying to jump that one over, unable to do that. Nicholas will try and roll back away, but a nose hit might leave a double for David on his last. That's what he's banking on right now.
Han spelar 9-6. Jag spelade 10-3.
Right. God, that's just a little bit too long.
On me.
Our guard was a bit too long.
Aye.
Well, analyzing everything, talking about that guard, that one, the first stone of the end.
Just shows you how important the setup stones are. Absolutely crucial. Cost you towards the finishing part of the end.
Question is the inside of that stone protected, or can Murdoch see enough to throw big weight?
Yeah,
Eh?
he's not sure.
It's pretty flat.
It's all in the
If you get
angles.
the right connection, you will, but you have to nail it.
In
The
turn.
problem is, if you put it there,
Well, in turn peel, and let's see what happens.
is that enough?
Turn peel.
Okay. Sorry? It's pretty flat.
Well, in-turn Peel, try and jump it over. Could work out with Peel weight. Could just hit and roll, sit on the corner if they catch it a little thick.
Well, I mean, it
Even if you get over there on
curls
top.
it here, we're
Yeah.
rolling by.
Yeah.
Not going out, it's just to get No, less, Tom. Less.
Nothing yet. Obviously trying to jump this one over. A hair wide on that one as he rolls the other way. Gets rid of one, and Sweden's going to get a deuce here in this second end.
It's a hair back.
Bidrar ni en grabbar?
Ja.
Den 94 ni här var ganska ärlig.
Ja.
Last stone of this second end.
Håller rent, den är bra.
Dean
Nej, jag tror att den är lugn.
will secure a couple of shots here, going to the lead.
Rent, va? Rent. Lite för tid.
And the crowd know it's good, clapping as it comes to rest, and it is indeed a deuce for Sweden after two ends. Scotland 1, Sweden 2.
Jag drar fissar.
Welcome back to our live coverage of this 1 versus 2 playoff between Scotland and Sweden, bidding for a place in the World Final 2013. 2-1 to Sweden after that 2 in the second end.
Sweden, 2 big wins yesterday to get them into this 1-2 game after losing 3 straight. Looked like a loss in the final day put them out of the playoffs. They come up with 2 wins against 2 teams in the playoffs in Denmark and Canada, and a first 5 ends against Denmark where it looked like they were out of it. They weren't going to be able to come back. Picked away, found a way to win a game, and then played a solid 10 ends last night to get to the 1-2 game against Scotland.
They are big game players, that's for sure. When it really mattered, they came up with the goods and the wins to get them into this playoff.
So tight centerline guard. This time Scotland goes to the corner guard. It was the corner guard that came into play in that last end as a hit and roll. Didn't quite get behind cover, but enough that Tom Brewster wrecked on the front. And it'll be an important position. Tom Brewster against Sebastian Kraup as the third man. Right now, Tom Brewster has missed parts of all of his shots. He's hasn't executed them perfectly.
Yep, and that's been the difference between the 2 teams.
Just over curled a bit, and the wrong, you'd rather have that under curl. Now, chance to make a little tap and roll behind the corner.
So that's what's being asked of Mike Goodfellow.
Back it.
Tap on the yellow and roll behind the guard.
Hard, guys. Real hard. 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 Go, 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 go.
Will just get by. Great scrub.
Good throw.
How close was this? Oh, I've seen closer.
Still had some room. They could have played it a little bit tighter.
So see this one follow a similar line from Sweden.
Well, they want to avoid the jam, and they just get away without touching that back one. Well, Nicholas continuing to look over his shoulder, looking at that. Like their shell.
And it did just catch it, but not enough to move it out of the rings.
Trying to use those guards now as Scotland. They're in place.
No, 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 curl, curl.
Sit.
Well, don't catch that stone, and shooter stays edge of the 12-foot.
Sorry.
Just narrowly missing this double. That stone used up 2 lives staying in the rings.
Lite dryg 8.
Är bra. Rent, ja! Ja! Hårt! 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 Hårt!
Well, we'll hit, roll over, and another one just low of that one goes out the backside. Frederick Lindberg unable to hold his shooter. Now corner guard is open, an advantage for David Murdoch to try and utilize it.
So all sorts of things happening. None of it quite going according to plan for both
It
teams.
looks good. Maybe upper here. Just
Oh,
look
then,
line.
whoa. Just line. Line's pretty good.
No, line only.
Back 12.
Oh,
Much is that?
Got a lot to
Back
come
8.
down.
oh guys. Lots of room.
Back 12.
Lots
No,
of
nothing. Just line.
No, no, we're burying anyway. It'll stop. It's a stop. Should stop.
Oh, there. Okay.
Okay.
Enough. Give me a shout on the time, Mike.
You gonna
I
hear me?
didn't think I was as heavy as that.
Oh, okay. That's good. I said it.
No, it's in the
Jag gillar nog att slå den, ja. Ja.
Okay. Bara klippan eller?
Ja, eller om man kan få en styrning så.
Okay.
Well, it's just in there for a shot. Stone, it stopped in timed out count that
Ja,
yellow.
jag tror det. Den är 7. Nu är kvar den ner så. Tredjedel. Slipper den rent så är det okej.
Don't want to get into that play behind the corner. Sebastian Krupp has to peel off the corner. Still early, first to third stones.
Whoa. Rent. Japp. 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 Victor.
Ta in den.
Well, they're hoping to try and catch a little thinner and roll that shooter in, but moves the center line guard just a bit.
It's almost getting up to full speed now. 3-1, Mike, you ready?
Yeah.
Probably glad.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Tom Brewster hoping to make up for previous shots.
Whoa.
Top it. Top it.
I think it's important that he has an opportunity to draw for us to get in line two. It's not all that pressure filled. There's not a lot of rocks in play. Just trying to put this one top 8 foot.
It's not
Trying to get
curling
this-
much though.
Again, weight was pretty good. They just couldn't go a lot on line. It's tough. It's not a perfect placement of that one. As the front end had to go on that late.
Kan vi tjaffa också? Dubbeln är svår. Den är halvträff. Nu rullar vi nog nästan av. Slå vilka skott det är bäst. Vilka vill ha? Är mer än då? Ja, det är bra.
You're watching live coverage of Scotland against Sweden. 1-2 playoff. We're in the third end. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you the action from the Save on Foods Memorial Centre.
Försök lägga skottet.
Well, they were trying the double. They got on it to try and hold the line. Then they realized they needed to try and hold the shooter. Rolls away. It sits second and third. And an in-turn draw right around now for Tom Brewster.
Top 8, just top 8. Who's the top 4? Top 4. Okay.
Well, again, weight was good. They're just trying to get it in the perfect spot to get that perfect amount of curl with the weight to get behind cover.
He was saying he thought he needed a little bit more.
Seems to be going bigger.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, it's just 4. Easily.
A lot of discussion, a lot of communication. Almost after every set of stones, each player is going and talking with David down at the other end on times and trying to get a feel for it. They're
Even at practice this afternoon, they were sitting in a corner at the end of the sheet. Bits of paper with notes and numbers and stats on. A very technical game now at this level. And of course, Tom used to be a skip, so he knows the drill.
Ingenting.
Ingenting.
Lite vick ut.
Nej, räcker det.
Bra så, Niklas.
Shot stone now, Sweden.
about as good as Nicholas could do at that stage, just
Yeah,
trying to make it a little trickier. Could bring that jam into play on the backstone, make it shot. Trying to avoid giving up two.
You like nose?
Nose is good. Well, here inside a nose.
Here inside those. We doing barrier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take off in the same.
So a little here, Tom. Yeah.
Here down.
He's down! He's down! Whoa, whoa.
Just barrier.
Just barrier! Close! Yep. Yeah!
Well, make the hit. Gotta hold the shooter.
That works.
Rolls big to the other side. There was worry they were gonna roll too far.
There's a lot of screaming and shouting then.
Screaming like Russ Howard.
He knows, got the reaction he wanted. He was known to be a bit of a shouter.
Well, you heard him talk about Russ Howard, a former world champion out of Canada, and screaming to try and get that one to stick around. Both Tom and David on that one.
I had a chat with him a couple of days ago and I said, what would your opponents say about you? And he said they would say I was a bit of a screamer.
That's an interesting way of putting it. Nicholas Edin, tough double to try and make that, so hit and roll in. Try and get buried with this one. Well, make the hit, make the roll, right to the side of the button.
Good shot from Edin.
He rolls to an almost perfect spot because now the tap has to get close to the nose. So where this one rolls to, look, goes right to the side of the button, leaves a bit of it open, maybe a bit of a teaser to go after it for Murdoch. If he's outside, it could jam on the back one for a second shot. That would only be to get one, so the front end earning their keep.
Yep, they've done
They
the
deserve
job.
that one. A fist pump between the two front end players, Victor Schell and Frederick Lindberg.
Let's take a lot less and we can beast this.
They only need to get by the guard, eh?
And that's the worry. They don't think it's worth the risk to try and go after it. Go after it with the out turn. That could jam.
Yeah, look at that one right in the middle there, almost directly behind the guard.
Touch it like a bench or something. So we'll get on and face it.
Too risky. Dave Murdoch's last stone and the last stone of this third end.
Room! Park! Room!
Weight's good.
Close! No room!
Whoa. Weight's good.
Oh, only wait.
We're good for weight. Greg only.
Weight's perfect.
Greg only. Whoa, off Greg.
Well, little tap, sit around. Nervous moments.
Yep, the crowd looked and sounded a little worried there, the Scotland supporters. They secure the one, and that takes us to Scotland 2, Sweden 2 after 3.
So we're going to ask a little question here, very simple question. I have a couple of coupons for Save On Food. You get $20 if you answer this correctly. Okay, first of all, it's time that we mark. What's your name? Where are you from, Linda? And what do you do in Campbell River?
Welcome back to our live coverage. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you commentary on this 1-2 playoff game at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship between Scotland and Sweden. Scotland fans and Sweden fans out in force to watch this game. There's the numbers so far. And two skips having a little exchange, friendly exchange. And Michael Goodfellow's had a good week, 87%.
Oh, guys, just a run. It'll run and run.
No, it's running.
A lot of handle.
It's going to run.
Do it a little higher.
Michael played in 8 of their 11 round robin games.
Go, Tom.
Was tied for 7th among all leads.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
The first stone goes
Recovery, Mike.
into the top of the 8. Talk about recovery. I'm not sure on the release wasn't the best results as it goes in. Now the corner guard.
Victor's round about the same, 88%. This is not in this game, remember. This is leading up to this game in round robin action.
Well, Sweden's been able to get 2 forces in this game. A perfect hit and roll on Nicholas Edin's last. Has brought his game, got the momentum going.
Just line just now.
Lost to Scotland in the round robin, but seeing as though the Sweden team is starting to put it together.
I think we're still sharp. Finish. Tight as you can get it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep. Go, 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 go. Okay. Okay, good shot.
Good, Mike. Scoop there. Good throw.
Well, normally you want those on the center line, but they do protect it. Does cover most of that stone in the top of the 8 foot.
Yep, that could still be useful for the Scots.
Farten. Linjen är bra. Är det bra? Kala lite. Kala. Linjen är riktigt bra. Var med. Är det farten? Ta bort den. Bara rent och bara rent. Den är helgömd. Linjen är bra. Ta det bara här.
Well, just a straight draw through that port, and it was a tough path to get there. Use the corner guard early. You see that as a strategy a lot of teams trying to utilize and get one in there early.
That was nicely played from Victor Schell.
Yep. Wait. Good. Wait. Good. Good. Good throw, Greg.
So they peel that corner guard off.
Normal. Still och behålla slagstenen. Behöver bara ut med en av dem.
This is Fredrik Lindberg, the second.
Fredrik 86% on the event. He's trying to clip that one in the top of the 8 and roll it to the corner, but rolls it out.
What we up? Throw it.
Sorry.
What weight?
Just barrier. Barrier.
There's Greg's numbers, 88%, so players all have a similar standard and percentage.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Whoa.
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 Whoa, whoa, guys. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. On the roll.
Whoa.
Well, rolls right to the top of the button. Probably see a double and then hits here in this fourth end.
Actually,
Just going to say it sounded like he was white to start.
that went a wee bit more.
Did do.
86 for Lindberg, just below that of Greg Drummond. And a missed double.
Okay, 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 okay.
Lindbergh had a big 91% in their round robin game against Scotland. There is a miscue.
Fire up.
You would have expected him to get that 99.9% of the time. So, new chance for Scotland. Tom Brewster, 85% going into this game. Had the best of starts himself.
Real hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're gonna have to go.
Hold it. Okay, it's not bad.
Okay.
Good, wait, it's not bad.
Well, little roll, and there is a chance to
Testa och tjappa, det vill bara blästa bort en nolla.
play that double.
Här på bägge. Ja. Kör blästa då. Ja. Mellan en halv och 2/3 funkar allt. Lite till. Tunn halv funkar också.
Sebastian Kraut has been given the task of getting this double for Sweden, 86%.
Kalla. Kalla. Bra.
Well, there they all go. The double made. Don't want to give them too many opportunities to make those doubles because they're going to make them most of the time.
Yep, they'll eat them up all day long.
More surprising when they don't make it, like you saw the miss by Fredrik Lindbergh.
Ja, jag tycker det kommer okej. Sen blir det att du fegar ur. Ja, var det gott och gött.
Scotland rebuild again.
Just clean, guys. Just clean. Feel like. Stop four. Whoa. Wait's good. We're good. Whoa. Here, back of anything. Whoa. Whoa.
Get up.
That's good. Good throw. Top. Bra fart. Bara rent, bara rent, bara rent. Bara rent. Rent hela vägen, den är bra. Japp, japp. Bra.
Both these countries with 5 world championships in the history of the World Men's Championship. They've faced off 4 times in the playoffs with 3 wins going the way of Scotland. One of those being a final, and it was Scotland winning that.
David Murdoch, 86% for the Scottish skip.
Hard! Hard! Easy, clean. Good. Good, good.
Well, not wasting any time. Nicholas already ready to come out. Can bank some time. Is
Vänta, vänta.
He's 84% for the tournament.
Mer. Mer. Rent. Japp,
Rent.
japp. Japp, japp. Lite mycket. Okej.
He enjoys the atmosphere, responds to the crowd.
Same weight. Ruben, form bara. Yep. Oh, form. Whoa, just clean. Good. You did. Good.
so the hit right on the nose. And this to try and keep it status quo.
Bara rent. Bra, bra. Bra.
And they do. And is blanked. And after 4, it's still Scotland 2, Sweden 2. Watching live coverage of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013, and it's the 1 versus 2 playoff. Scotland against Sweden. Great atmosphere building inside the Savon Foods Memorial Centre. And as we expected, a very, very tight game. We're into the 5th end. We can see from this first stone that Scotland trying to get something more than just a one out of this end.
I talked a couple ends ago about putting that guard a little bit tighter, and it's still about halfway out.
Sweden have some of the best sweepers in the business. They can make stones go places you never thought possible.
Well, we'll touch the guard, roll it off to a corner, so little mistake, but it works out. They still have a corner guard to use.
Stone placement here, absolutely crucial.
Line's real good, guys.
Well, important, they want to sit in front of the tee line here.
Attaboy, Mikey. Sorry, Mike.
It is almost directly behind, just a sliver appearing on the left-hand side there.
Just a little bit deep, and with it coming that extra little bit further into the rings, curls into the open, and allows Victor Schell to try and make a play on it.
You're going to catch it again. No, they're through. And the red one out as well. So great result. And very well judged.
That's a big shot early on, able to get past the front early on, get to that one, and get shot stone with the hammer in this 5th end.
Wasn't a lot of space there, Luke, was there, in that channel?
No, had to deal with the opposite stagger because the higher one was the one you had to get past. Keep the stone in front. Now Scotland, all they're going to try and do is close the rings in that scoring zone on Sweden.
Yep, waist nice line only. Yep. Oh. Yep. Go. Go. Let her go.
Nice throw, Greg. Good judge, Mike. Yeah. Come out to that out. Go to your goddamn side, okay. Bara samma fart som Victor. Vi kan trycka ut den i ljuset där.
Yeah, that's what I noticed with yours. You thought you were soft.
Yeah.
And I noticed
Look at the Scott Andrews. They mix up the lineup. They've been rotating in and out.
He'd love to be playing, though. But that is the system that they have. And it's been very effective this week. And this time it catches the guard.
Okay. Promise. Rätt marginal.
But not the worst result.
No, it did open things up. They knew that was a possibility, and that's why they threw it quieter, so that if they do chip, they can just push a couple of them around. Well, they want to line up these reds. Rolls just a hair across, but overlaps. Tough to blast them without losing the yellow.
Actually, the finish strong.
Spåren här. Ner med den lite. Match kommer läggas som en ficka med nästan chappar. Upp på en sån, ligg kvar på linan. Fart här nere. Fart igenom, ingen fara. Det här går inte ut med något annat än typ en tejp. Fart igenom är bra. Upp!
Ja, vi är hack.
Upp! En. Hack. Upp!
Hack. Hårt! Hårt!
Fint.
Well, they just had to change the angles ever so slightly, moves them around. They've their stone out in front. Scotland now lies 1-2.
Yeah.
Hack. Hack right in the beak, Tom.
Hack!
Hack right in the beak.
He has room to punch this one right through. Not an easy one. Tom Brewster needs to come up with one. He's struggling a bit in the game.
Let's get firm. We bit firm.
Whoa! Whoa! Close! Close!
Never. Never. Never.
Well, kills one of their own. We'll push that one back. Just hurt a bit heavy. Doesn't curl up to the nose, and another little miscue for Tom.
Shakes his head. Just one counting now for Scotland.
Dubbeln är väldigt rimlig annars. Kom igen, kolla om du vill. Vi har massor med tid.
Jag ser. Vi kan spela den.
Det här är inte så mycket lättare. Och stannar vi där så blir det ju en trippel.
Ja, jag har halva. Kör det. Okej.
Vi behöver en tredjedel. Tar vi en halvträff så får vi den. Det blir ännu bättre.
Okej.
Tredjedel är bra. 8. Backering. Träffar du det vi ser så får vi nog ändå ut den och rullar. Så den är okej. Vilken vill ha?
So a nomination to play the double, try and make that, actually catch it a little thicker, not leave the shooter there. Would like to roll up a little bit. Otherwise, there's the triple right back for Team Scotland.
Yep, so have to be a bit careful with this shot.
Well, and we'll just get one, and misses that, picks off that back one. So Kraut misses the double. You're just so used to them making those shots that when they miss, it's more of a surprise than when they make them.
And you could hear from the reaction of the crowd too. They expected him to get that.
I like this. I don't like this. Hi.
On weak. Same.
Tom Brewster's second stone. Slightly off with his first.
Give it here, Ford.
Whoa.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Good enough.
Well, comes down, nose hit. And just been a swing of a couple little miscues from both sides.
So just maybe 6 feet too much.
Nothing major at this stage, but enough
I wasn't
to
going to be light there.
No. You're good.
throw things off.
Sorry, Dave. I don't know what it'd be like.
No, not in that one.
I tell you what was
Not going
nice.
by my one coming down.
Let's see what Sebastian can come up with his second stone.
Bra fart. Ja, 10-0. Den är åt normalhållet. Den är hård
On the
10.
fifth end here. We'll go into the break, the happier.
Well, trying to make the hit and roll, and just a little bit too far because they make the hit and roll, they probably make the double in the process.
Är den så på gränsen så...
Wasn't far away.
Nej då, det är okej, det är bra det.
Well, over curls on the hit and roll as it comes out the other side, and a chance again. David Murdoch this time to hit in lie 2.
Säker bricka i alla fall. Det är bra. Fan alltså, drar man 4 max upp.
The Russian team are out to watch the action as well.
Wind's good. You bet form.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Clean.
Nice.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
No.
No, needs to finish.
Nothing. 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 Nothing.
Better drawn that was.
Attaboy, Dave.
I don't know who you'll be supporting, but Russia did beat Scotland in the round robin.
Bredvid den andra. Jag har inte nog med luft för att trycka ut någonting där heller. Sitter ni bakom den, ni ser på skärmen där. Det var bara mittvikt för att vara skottet. Bite 4 i farten.
Well, if it goes deep, we've got the same shots.
Yes, agreed.
Någon annan har fart över linan tror jag.
Kanske ett hundseger, men jag tror inte det nu.
Många som stannar målen skulle frysa. Farten är okej hela vägen, men kanske på slutet att vi får vara med bara.
Ja.
Till att ta en skotte, men... Det ger en lite liv.
While trying to be able to set up a 2 with the hammer, not want to just settle for a single point. Nicholas try and go around that guard.
Bra fart.
Needs to be shot stone with this one.
Känns lång. Linjen är lugn.
Hed är rent.
Risk överkall på slutet.
Hed är rent.
Bara rent. Bara precis skottet, grabbar. Bara precis skottet.
Well, goes around, but there is that short little red-yellow or the freeze. That red-yellow combination might be a little simpler.
Make him draw the button, or you just try and lock that.
I mean,
Catch half stone.
if we can make this is
That's
gorgeous.
real good.
Or we've got half stone for a blank.
You could be in the forfeit.
Like we're not sticking that unless we're playing hack, which is risky.
No, we're not throwing hack at that.
No, well, like if we're playing this, then it's a blank because we're going to struggle to stick it.
Well, yeah. It's a thin half anyway. It's a third.
Unless we throw a barrier.
What do you like?
Totally buried. Could probably make that barrier. I mean, like, forward. No, just catch half stone. Hit a third of that.
I mean,
you're
we're
going to
probably
keep
a
it.
barrier. We're going to stick around.
You're going to stick around, aren't you? At a third. Yeah, it's not going to jam, is it? So.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like I had for hack. So like, just keep it up there, Tom.
That is exactly what I gave you for the hack.
So long as we get a quarter, we're making it.
Half you still make it.
Half we're still making it, but keep it up.
They're worried about rolling out and giving a blank effort for Nicholas Sedin that won the back of the 8-foot.
Up, guys.
That's why they want to try and stick it. Know that
Barrier up.
Yeah, because we get big contacts.
draw does force a tough shot, but your angle has to be perfect because Nicholas put that in a pretty good spot.
Yep, they're sitting pretty at the moment.
Solid. Solid.
Nothing.
Close to control.
Nothing. Nothing. Never touch.
Well, just wants to slash this one in, catch enough, punch that yellow out, and they'll push it out of the rings.
Supporters enjoying that, including wife Kim and wife Stephanie.
You give me heart failure there, baby boy.
Well, able to just punch that one through.
Just catches it perfectly.
Forces the same draw from Nicholas Edin to get a single point.
Last stone of this fifth end before we head into the break.
Känns bra, känns bra. Ni har den, linjen är bra. Känns bra, känns bra. Ni har den. Ja, kör ni, den är aldrig lång. Kör.
Well, Lindberg, Schall, got to get this to the forefoot. Now, see how much work as they get that one right to the button. Wow, great scrub by Lindberg and Schall.
Fantastic sweeping. They are two of the best around, and Sweden do secure the draw, and they're 1 point, and after 5 ends they take the lead. Scotland 2, Sweden 3.
Easy, guys.
Just
Just
wait,
curl.
It's weight still, weight still.
Meets the curl.
Let it curl. Back button. Back button. Yeah.
Last stone of the first end, and a hit for 1 for the Scots with the early lead.
This is the fun part about this one, because one of our great sponsors here today happens to be Hammer. Hammer is going to be inside the original 16 pack.
In the second, Nicholas Edin with a draw for 2 to take a 2-1 lead.
Okay? The one who does it as sexiest as possible wins a prize. Okay? I'm not going to choose. I'm letting everybody in the choose. Okay? Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start off with you. Full picture is
And the third end, David Murdoch levelling things up with a nudge on the button. Make it 2-2. 3-2 to Sweden going into the half-time break.
1, 2, 3.
The crowd enjoying some in-house entertainment as the Scots take stock as to what's happened so far.
Whatever he put up a center ball, we move corner. Whatever he does now, we put up a corner. Yeah. I think that's nothing. I think you couldn't make it. You could change anything. Just wait. Just wait for him to make maybe some mistakes and some crazy shots. I mean, that's
So I want you to go back 47 years. Okay, when the fires are just burning, okay? Okay, Amarula as sexy as possible. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Sure, there's some people that will just jump right into that spot right now. Okay, so that was amazing. That was great. We come to you. It's the largest girl in the world. Folks right here.
Känns ju skärrad medan det är.
Easy for you. Okay, so
Ja, han är lite tagen av stundens allvar. Missar lite enkla sten och sätter liksom... Det ser lite safe ut på han, så jag tror vi kan få lite tempo där.
Alltså bara för att komma in, jag tror det är jävligt bra att komma in med vikt och stenar som är för liksom. Man hela tiden skottar dem och känner att de ligger och jagar hela tiden.
Jag har haft pressare en avgång inte. Jag har inte jagat någonting förutom den här. Kommer de med en liten miss efter Edens bra sten där, så jag har inte blivit pressad en enda sten egentligen.
Nej, och det märker vi att om de får svårighetsgraden på sig mer än oss, de kommer tycka det här är jobbigt. De tycker redan är jobbigt. De börjar gå fan på knäna. Men spelare som håller upp spel som är fan på stranden den här gången.
It is a very, very tight game, and percentage of draws certainly better for Sweden and the hits. Up in everything.
Both sides haven't really taken too many chances to get things going, but they've picked their spots with the hammer when they want to get things going. And just a couple of mistakes by Tom Brewster. He's struggled a bit in this one. He's going to have to pick up his play if they're going to want to get straight to the final.
I heard Soren Gran, the Scottish coach, say, let's just wait for them to make some mistakes. Well, there's been one or two from the Swedes, but nothing major. Suitably refreshed, re-energized. For an exciting next 5 ends, or maybe more, of this page playoff, 1 versus 2 in the Memorial Centre.
Jag tror den är ganska bra. Ni har den dock.
Linjen är helt perfekt.
Linjen är bra. Kom igen.
Titta upp, titta upp. Bike 4, bike 4. Leda av den.
Räcker så.
Perfekt. Bra spel, bra spel.
Here we have the stats for the game. So far, 95% for Mike Goodfellow, the Scottish lead. Pretty solid in this game. A couple of guards that maybe weren't quite as the skip would have wanted. This one looks fine. There's Victor Shells, he's also 95%.
Just the type of numbers you expect from both sides in this big game.
Linjen är bra. Linjen är bra. Strax framför bara. Titta upp, titta upp. Inte vara på gränsen här. Fint. Bra snack, Niklas.
Freeze? Okay. Or do you want to go here?
Don't mind the freeze, Dave.
Like
We
go
don't
like
mind
this
the
just
freeze.
now.
Yep, probably see all of the red. Yeah.
Well, an important freeze to set up to play behind that corner guard.
Looks pretty good.
Pretty close. Top 8. Line's real good.
Just line just now. We can go
Line's
late.
perfect. Line's perfect. Yep.
Needs it here.
Hard. Hard for line.
And wait.
Go hard, guys. Come on, real go, 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 go. Walk it on. Walk it on. Go, 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 go. Right to the end, right to the end.
Great sweep.
Yeah, tucked in nicely.
Klippa cornern eller garda.
Lägger garden.
Bajta linan så då.
Well, in a pretty good spot. They close in the rings, trying to keep angles, trying to make a play later on where they can set up a run back. They can try and kick one behind the corner.
Fredrik Lindberg, look, 80%. Just
Ja, den är det.
not what he's used to.
Helt okej fart, Niklas. Vi är lite kortare om röd.
Sebbe har den, behöver curla men får inte bli för långt heller.
Vi är jämna med röd.
Vänta,
Nej, vi är lite förbi röd.
Jag har ingen hål så det är lugnt så. Men
Förbi röd. Jag tar
Japp,
jämna
japp,
med
gå
röd.
nu, gå nu, gå nu, gå nu, gå nu.
Okej.
Det är väl aktivt kanske, men du får mindre is också. Det måste vara båda.
Leaves us with 2 corners. Yeah.
Over double guards. The shooter stick on the red.
You're probably, if you're going for this, you're losing your corner. We're just left with these 2.
That's fine. Yeah.
What are we looking at?
2/3.
2/3, yeah.
Half's not far away.
Are we throwing peel or just normal?
What way?
Throw peel.
Okay.
So Scotland's Greg Drummond, 75%. Not up to his usual standard. We'll get rid of this yellow stone, and the other one goes too. And the red sticks around.
Great throw, Greg.
Well, look at that. Just reads the angles, runs them, and gets both yellows.
Drop hard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Drop hard.
Whoa. Kom här! Wow. Wow. Nej, kjapp i bästa fall.
Trying to answer back, just see if they can make any roll. We'll get the nose, and now 2 guards to roll behind for Scotland.
Here up!
Here heavy.
Here up!
Waist nice.
Close. No.
High!
No.
What up?
Oh, no.
What up?
Just on nose.
Break.
Well, neither side able to make that roll. They're just trying to get in behind.
That big. Just a wee bit. Here. Not that was
Just the way.
Yeah.
Just a bit solid.
Alright.
Just here solid.
Well, able to get partially buried just in behind. But in the top part of the ring, so a hit to get rid of it. We'll just roll to the wide side.
Oh, this is gorgeous. You can make that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he might be a hair down out here. I don't know, Mike's ran pretty well. Mike's freeze. But I'm not taking much more than that for stone that curled a bit more. Yeah. I almost think we're 3-1. Okay. Yeah.
That's that low number.
Yeah, we could do with making this. Get his team back on track.
Line only! Line only! Line only! Top back! Whoa! Back.
Well, trying to draw right around. They just want to go too deep. Just too much weight. They get through, but they go to the back part of the rings in the open.
Don't know if it'd been there or less weight. No, when you see it,
No, I didn't get that.
you would have hit the red. The yellow second.
The line was great. Too heavy.
I wonder like you, if it would be a hair down.
Yeah. No, I think what you like.
So now trying to draw down, just put it on the corner. Probably get right down to it.
Spela på fyrfältet, jag linjer. Vänta!
Fortfarande dött.
Se lång ut.
Fortfarande dött.
Ja, se lång ut. Den är lång.
Linjen är bra.
Ligga frys. Det är bra.
A little tap creates a bit of separation, and with it being second shot, they could play down to it. That's why they're looking to maybe go and just play in the top part of the rings.
Tom Brewster's second stone. A bit heavy with his first.
We're short right now.
It's good.
Still good, guys. Come on, it's good, Mike. Come on, push, Mike.
Gotta go!
Come on, still good.
Real hard, guys!
Oh, they're having to work hard at this one. And catch that top yellow.
Good sweep.
Scott's not happy.
5. Yeah, I knew it was going to be short.
The only nice thing is that it is open and they can play a tap back. That's only if this one doesn't overbury into the forefoot.
When you see how much it worked, but saying that was good, then we've got the run back.
Swiss team watching the action. Nearly made the playoffs, but I think they have possibly done enough for the Olympics. Have they looked?
Wait till it officially, by my calculations, it looks like they're there. And can't get much better than those numbers for Nicolas Sedin.
He's been immaculate in this game so far. And that's been the difference. And this is another little tasty one from the Swedish skip.
The only thing is they leave it so that there is possibly the straight back on that red one. If it curls a little bit more, there isn't the raised double. It's not easy, but there is still an out.
Scotland need to get something going here. Are we going to see it bang, 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 bang?
We'll see what kind of weight they throw. That's the only question I have on this one. I don't think they're going to overthrow it because they want to try and keep that red stone that they're running in.
He's been not too bad in this game, 90%.
Well, this is a tough one. Can the guys hold it for him? Go straight back, and they just missed that one. The only thing, they roll that red over to the side. They actually needed to curl a hair more. They're worried about it over curling.
A lot of grunting, grimacing and groaning. Makes contact with the first just.
Well, there's the screamer as Murdoch.
He's trying to will it to finish where he wanted it to finish.
And look, just a bad result. They mishit that top one barely. And now there's a chance for Nicolas Sedin to play through this hole and get the hit. Lie two.
Yeah, just the wrong angle on that top stone led to this. Opened the door for this man, and he's pretty good at taking these chances.
Well, needs to get through the hole first. If he's through, he'll make contact. He's through, makes the hit, but rolls a little far. Now at second shot, the question, is there enough to play tap-tap? As he's through, he almost clips that back one in the process. Well, I don't know if he could have got by and made that double.
I don't think so. He got through the channel really, really well. Any more to the left and it wouldn't have got there. So Dave Murdoch has the last stone of the sixth end for Scotland.
Line only! Room, guys, room! Line only! Whoa! Line only! Line's perfect. We're good.
Yeah!
Line.
Yeah!
Hard!
Jesus, that worked.
Difficult end for the Scots. They do manage to get their one. They wanted more, but it is after 6, Scotland 3, Sweden 3. The crowd enjoying the action here inside the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre. It's the 1-2 playoff game between Scotland and Sweden at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013. An intense week of round-robin action. We're at the business end of the week now, and this is where medals are won and lost. And it's 3-3, couldn't be closer.
Well, the winner of this does ensure themselves of a medal, gold or silver, because they'll be straight through to the final, while the loser will play in the semi. And then if they unable to win in the semi-final, they'll play in the bronze medal game to try and pick up a medal for their country. This time with that first stone, it does get tight. That's what Scotland had talked about earlier. They wanted to get a centerline guard tighter to the rings. And we see a corner guard just a little bit higher, sitting on the top of the car.
We're close to top 4. Line's real nice. Just line just now. We can wait. Not done, guys. We can wait. I think we're just short of the forefoot. Yep. Hard. Stumps. Rib. We only. Half in, guys. Yep. Go. It's there. Nice. Good, Mike. Great end, Mike. Attaboy. Great throw.
Well, it does go to a very nice spot. It goes right to the top of the forefoot. Forces the perfect freeze to be made now and get right on top of it. Sweden does have the hammer back. Just 1-2 in the game so far. That going the way of Sweden.
Okay. Yeah.
seconds, maybe not that much.
Or maybe not.
Oh, guys. Line! Line on the way! Do a small bump.
No, can't be high.
No big line.
Small bump.
Can't be high.
Back A on its own.
It's there. It's there. Can't be heavy. Can't be heavy. Okay.
Well, it does leave those two in the front, but you hear the comment, they don't like that.
This is horrible, was the quote.
It is a shot stone for Sweden. They have the hammer.
Den är inte så lång. Den är ganska bra.
Okej, längre upp sig. Vi har den.
Gå Sebbe.
Nimma dit den. Nimma dit den. Nimma. Bra, perfekt.
Well swept by the Swedish front end.
Well, they have to do something. They have to try and change the angles because it's that Yellowstone is a dangerous one that can be used by Sweden.
It's nice. Just maybe a couple of feet heavy on the last.
No, more than that. It's more than that. Bumping that foot.
Just trying to change the angles ever so slightly, chips off it a little bit. And now as they settle down, try to figure out who's sitting where and how it shapes up.
Well, still Sweden with shot stone.
Henrik, kom ner, kolla.
Niklas, vad säger du om den här bara samma sten?
Vi kan slå trippeln här också, ligga 3 redan nu. Men det kanske är för tidigt, men det är lite grötigt. Vi skulle kunna göra det också.
Jag har ju både och. Spelar du den här? Bort med den. Den är ju ganska ofarligt. Det är en dålig vinkelvrång. Ta den gör man ju alla gånger. Alltså om du tar en tjockare träff. Bammen kanske spinner iväg lite, men det gör inte så mycket. Slagställer upp dit eller bakom kålen.
Det är en bra uppgift. Jag tar lite tungt på den här.
Alternativt är ju den.
Ja.
Du kan aldrig ta väg, alltså så länge du missar garden.
Here's the Swedish alternate, Oscar Eriksson.
Kommer ju ligga hur bra som helst.
Jag tror att den här,
Men
jag ser tjock halv bara på den här, så den här kan ta den, vicka dit, peta på den.
Well, making notes. Scribbling down his idea, what he think is the call in this scenario. You look at, could throw weight at it, possibly get all 3 of the reds.
Man tar den i nacken och går ut. Ligger kvar här. Ligger kvar där. De ligger där. Det kanske inte gör så mycket, men om den bara...
Att 3an går ut?
Ja.
Ja, det kan inte hända.
Okej.
Ja, om du tar en millimeter här.
Ja, okej.
Ja, jag gillar den här.
Okej. Gör den då.
Innan kontrollera clearingen, 16,5. Tunnal. Tredjedel, helt okej.
Well, I think they want to leave one of the reds just as a bit of protection, knowing that you don't want to get them all right away. Make this the situation might be a bit better of what you leave on the next one. Well, trying to come off the red, push that one over. Shooter rolls up and over. So first and third for Sweden. That red one goes over to the side. They seem pleased with the way it sits.
Bra, så är det. Allt av det här, boys.
So now Scotland with 1 or 2 options.
Well, if we make that our first one, then we can think about that. Corner freezy yellow.
corner freeze.
No, 450, yeah, it's getting
Right now, Sweden lies 1. Tom Brewster's first. We're halfway through the 7th end.
Top 12. Yep. Yep. Hard line. Yep. We got to go line. Weight's good. Hard line. Hard, guys. Come on, hard. Go, go, go,
Come
go,
on,
go,
Mike,
go.
go.
Come on, hard. Hard. Hard.
Well, and another minor mistake by Tom Brewster as it touches the guard. Sweepers can't hold it.
Oh, my second one done nothing. I know it was about the same weight as my first. That curled like that is.
Håll inte råka nudda in den skottet bara, så chappen har vi inte råd med. Eller så spelar vi den nu. Sitter där. Den är här någonstans. Slagspelaren där. Jag gillar den, ja. Ja, du kan stanna mot egen också. Vi tar bort möjligheten att sätta ner något, men det ligger bra så. Ja. Tjock halv med en 11. Ja, okej.
Well, they looked at the yellow-yellow-red combination. I think trying to get the inside. Don't want to disturb anything in the forefoot yet. They are lying 1 with last rock in this 7th end.
I'm not sure he was completely happy with this.
Well, they move him around. It's shot stone top of the forefoot. And little mistake, Sebastian Kraup.
See that will try and come through our weight. So I think it's going to sit there.
We can't do that because if we sit here, then we're just giving
we
this
can't hit that.
giving this nut double. So it's either the freeze or the skinny double in the top 2.
Yeah,
Like click, click in here.
that's really skinny, Dave.
Oh, it's super skinny.
I tell you, the guard's not bad. Because even if you run it into that, the only problem that leaves the half stone double left. What are we lying at the moment? That beats that, so.
I like this, Tom.
Yeah.
We've just played it.
Listen, I don't think the 6 is doing as much as the 8. So
What there?
it's almost the same ice.
Yeah, exactly, same ice.
Well, talked about running the guard, talked about the thin double, and looking at their best options and play the same shot. As Tom's talking about stones, one curling a little more than the other, that being his first. He wants to freeze shot stone.
Let's wait. Hold on. Line's real good. Tight guard right now.
Line's real good.
Top 12.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Go, it's good. Come on, Mike. Come on, go. It's good. Come on, Mikey. Go, 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 go.
Oh, catches the guard again.
Again, rolls off, so another one for Tom. Getting more and more frustrated.
Jag kan sticka fast en exakt chapp. Få han den. Det är nästan bättre att få den så i sig.
Drummond and Goodfellow trying to get it by, but comes up on the front.
Normal är okej. Normal är bra. Lite utsida bara, en meter emellan.
So lots of stones in play.
Hjulen lite högre, så ställa på tjock på den här.
Looking to go yellow-red. This to lie 4.
Sent.
Bra fart. Med. Ja. 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 Hårt. Gärna till det. Hårt. Gärna. Hårt.
Well, can't touch that red. Go straight back and will lie 4. So that's the situation David Murdoch will be facing with skip stones of the 7th end.
Great result for Sweden. They definitely seem
literally on the beat.
the more confident side at the moment, the more relaxed side.
Peel into.
Scotland with it all to do. Pressure shot from Dave Murdoch coming up.
Well, he's got a straight back that he needs to stick in the house.
We could see 3 yellows disappear here, maybe, if it goes right.
Gå för 2 så.
Mer än rätt så är det.
Well, trying to get rid of 2 and sticks it, will get rid of him and leaves the shooter there. Almost got 3 of them.
It was a great effort from Murdoch and pretty good result, whatever. He needed to make something happen here. 1, 2 yellows disappear, nearly a third.
Well, that's an important one because Tom has been fighting it, not getting things set up the way he wants. At just 58%. Back-to-back world silver medalist Skip, now playing 3rd and struggling.
The danger of that 4 is averted for the Scots. Now Sweden looking at, see how many they can get.
Sätter en chap av i skotten där bak också.
Ja, nej men ja, precis. Jag tycker det är den bästa uppgiften. Alltså för att ligga bra sen också. Det är jädrigt pressat för honom. Hitta hålet är inte ibellätt. Det kan han mycket väl missa. Jag vill spela röd dubbel.
Svårt eller täpan där. Ja. Sätter jag den okej på 3/4 och stickar vi den där, rullar undan, han går runt, ligger 2.
Jag tycker, så gör vi den här, så då tvingar man nästan till att dra här, alternativt.
Den här kan vi sätta ner rätt i håret på egen också. Jag måste nästan gå på den här i så fall. Och ligga kvar här och täcka hålet. Ja, den här ligger lite mer naturligt för.
Väldigt.
Skulle vilja dubbla bort alla garden.
Well, it's options of which run back to go after. It can run the red opponent's stone back, try and roll it out, or their own.
We're marking track with our time now.
Skottet där till höger.
Good for 28.
Då ska den komma typ hit. Då ligger den ju inte i skottet å andra sidan.
Det blir samma resultat. För skjuter jag den här och sätter den, då kommer han ändå bara runda.
Ja,
jag håller med.
Eller gör samma skjutning.
Spela på chap, jäm. Har vi tur så får vi den ut så. Ligga skottet där bak.
Sätt den här.
Ja. Jag tror det. Spela på den tjocka. Säg riva den, då chappar den här. Då är det svårt att ta poäng mot 3.
Ja, jag tycker du kan gå för det, Niklas.
Det blir så jävligt dåligt om jag sätter ner den bara.
Det blir samma läge för den, menar jag. Du kan också jämna fast för den ligger skottet för det. Ja, du kan gå för tjocka också. Dubbel eller tjocka så blir det...
Still looking at the angles and the options.
Figuring which one he wants to play. I think he's determined he wants to play the red one back because then he can leave his stone out there to use. He makes the other one, then David's got the same shot he just played back. So ideally run this one back, keep the shooter out in front, and have this one spill right out. Even if you nose it, you're going to be shot stone in the back of the 8-foot.
There's some of the Norwegian team out of the competition, of course. I think they had a big night out last night.
It's a strange feeling talking to Christopher Spa. This is the first time he won't be in the playoffs at a World Championship. He's not sure how to.
Unusual for them. So let's see what Nicholas Edin can achieve with this.
Well, nose would be nice and peel that one out. Actually bumps that guard over. Will leave him lying 2. And no matter what he has from his opponent, he may have a shot for 3 as he brought the up weight. Clips that top one too. Didn't make a lot of contact to get that one right over the top.
But it was just so accurate. He enjoyed that.
Still got a bit of a smile on his face there, knowing it's big and forcing a run back from Murdoch. It's been the messiest end of any so far. Sweden has had Scotland on the ropes.
Dave Murdoch's last stone. Last chance to retrieve the situation.
Well, we'll get 1. And that limits the damage. Draw or tap to try and get the 2nd point now for Nicholas Edin.
I was pleased you haven't been out of sight.
Actually, when I let go, I thought it wasn't too bad.
That was an important shot by Murdoch. Pick up his 3rd man, 2 misses and 2 runbacks made.
Always dissatisfied, wanted that other yellow.
Över mitt 12 fot. Det är inte så mycket trögare där ute, tror jag. Det är uppspelat hela vägen ut, tror jag.
With the broom out this wide, looks like it will be just a straight draw. It just has to get a good full 12 foot. If it over curls, they can tap. But we'll find out here momentarily for Nicholas Edin.
Last stone of the 7th end from the Swedish skip.
Don't see a lot of draws out in this pass, so be careful what the weight does also.
Already securing 1 and securing 2. The draw. Swedish fans appreciative of the Swedish play in that end. Sweden head into the lead after 7, Scotland 3, Sweden 5. Canada fans not playing, obviously, in this 1-2-page playoff. It's between Scotland and Sweden. They'll be back to watch their team in action tomorrow in the 3-4. But this is the one that we are concentrating on this evening. Scotland against Sweden. Sweden taking a 5-3 lead going into this 8th end. And definitely seem the more assured side at the moment. Look.
They definitely do. They've scored 2 deuces with the hammer. They've got 3 forces of Scotland, and controlling that one, it could have been a lot more. Scotland happy just to give up 2 in that end, as they were facing a lot as the runbacks were made by Dave Murdoch. Pressure put on the entire end, and the big difference is the thirds. 55% for Tom Brewster and Sebastian Kropp at 84. Hard to win games when you're there, and Tom will expect more of himself. He'll continue to put more pressure. We'll see how his team helps him to try and bounce back in an important 8th end.
Nästan risk över. Risk över. Risk över. Risk över. Ja, gå då. Gå då. Gå då. Bredvid röd. Sitt.
So the usual with a team having a lead late in the game. You see the first stone in, the corner guard from a team with the hammer, and then the centerline guard. And the freeze, we'll see for this one when it comes to rest. Imagine a peel.
There's a comparison of the 2 leads, Michelle and Goodfellow. Goodfellow slightly ahead, but both performing well.
Line only right now. We can wait. We can wait. We're probably touching it. No. We are. Round it. No. We're top button. Line's getting better. No, it's coming down now. No, round it, guys. Line's getting good. Oh. Top button still. Okay, Mike. Okay.
Well, just a little tap. I thought we might see the peel of the corner, but knowing that it doesn't have a great angle, try and get to the inside of that with the intern freeze.
Känns lite långt bara för linje. Vi är ner på T-line.
Ja, vänta. Linjen är ute också. Vänta. Nej då.
Ja, bra fart.
Ni har det. Linjen är bra. Linjen är bra.
Farten är okej.
Bara frys dock. Bara frys dock. Ingenting om den är för lång. Vi curlar lite frys.
Det är lite långt fortfarande.
Behöver curla. Nej, ta en frys. Säg bara frys. Säg bara. Fin. Jajamän. Bra snack, grabbar.
All right, down on top. Force would be big. Normally you look to try and score, but with the 2-point lead that Sweden has, getting a force and a 1-point lead into the 9th end would be huge.
Just line just now.
Nice. Yep. Line only. Hard. Hard line. Hard, guys.
Goodfellow, Brewster trying to get it by. So Rex out in front. Ladine wondering if they can maybe try and get all the guards going. Center, not a bad one for them.
Han blästar om 2 utsida. Det är okej. Eller så lägger vi en gard.
Jag gillar garden.
Ja. Försöka inte få dem att kunna dubbla dem så lätt, utan lägg den mitt i hålet en bit upp.
Ja. Samma sten som förut.
Samma gard som den du la här ungefär. Ja. Lite mer curlen hemma.
Here's the seconds numbers 84% overall, Lindberg,
Lite högre än förra.
over his opposing number.
Mittemellan. Ja, den ligger där.
They decide to put up the guard, knowing Scotland will have to peel something, open up the forefoot. Sweden lies one in this 8th end. Lindberg was the high player in the round-robin game, 91. Sweden actually outcurled Scotland 87% as a team to Scotland's 83. Scotland won that 8-7 though.
It's not an easy peel. That's just coming straight back.
I know. Unless you try and hit it thick side.
What, like inside?
Inside, yeah.
The only problem with that, Greg, is you're locking on here. That's not good. Unless you skin it. You know what I mean? Like if we hit this half, it locks. You get quarter, it probably go under.
Okay.
Just try and put it through the hole.
I think it's the only way we can try it. Over the top's jamming in the red anyway.
Okay.
Well, they're worried about the way it jams, that it goes into the house and loses their red, and they're guarding again. So they're going to try and hit it thick, almost straight back.
Yep. Hard.
Hard, guys. Whoa.
Well, and they go right through and will jam on shot stone. Now opens up the forefoot. Had to play it risking that way to miss it as opposed to the other way.
Certainly no worse off than they were.
Lägg en mitt i linan då.
Vi kan ju vara fräcka och spela den, men...
Hallå.
Vi är fortfarande skottet.
Ja. Garden är på.
Ja. Kan dra runt en gard så också.
Okej.
En liten rubb på den är okej också.
Ska vi garda här menar du? Garda röd skjutning.
Köra in lite grann runt så.
Okej.
Skulle de någonsin ta bort den garden, då slår vi den ändå.
Ja, men det är viktigast att täcka röd skjutning va?
Ja, köra in lite grann runt den.
Ja.
Använda gul och styra lite om det behövs.
Ja.
Snedfrysa den är väl okej också.
Jag försöker spela en höjd med den.
Den skjutningen är sjukt svår.
Ja, får ni sköta
Det är den här vi ska garda upp bara.
Högre eller kortare. Ja.
Tror du? Bara fart.
Jämnöjd med röd.
Jag tror den är helt okej.
Ta det lugnt grabbar,
bra.
inte på den.
Rev.
Bra linje.
Helt rev.
Jämnöjd med röd bara.
Lämna kort.
Hårt! Frys upp det.
Wow.
Han blir väldigt lös på den eller? Ja. Jag ser att han lägger på den lite.
Well, making those peels even more difficult now, just setting up the angles. They're controlling a couple early misses, and meaning now Murdoch's trying to size something up to peel out the front.
Shave an inch here.
An inch?
Yeah, or even less. Like you can just paper the top one. Maybe get this going back a little.
An inch?
They're just about stuck together, those two, which makes it difficult.
No, gotta be thinner. Half's just peel and double guard. Okay.
Just has to catch this with a slither.
Peel. Yep. Hard. Real hard.
Just want to touch that top one. Try and spin that red one.
Sorry, Nicholas, touch this. There.
Well, they did touch that stone out in front, so just looking at that of where they had it prior to.
glance up at the big screen,
Possible to
get a different angle on the positions.
Niklas! Niklas, be dem att sätta på hur det låg
Ja, jag
på
vet det,
skärmen.
men hon vet inte om de kan.
It's really important where it is. Like quarter, I forgot here.
Well, they're looking to see where it was. So
Yeah, it was really tricky though because that run back.
looking to see
might
where it
not be
was.
there. That's really important. Exactly where it was.
As the left foot just moves it slightly back.
He hardly moved it at all.
Looking up at the big screen here, trying to determine.
Oh, you're adding time or?
This is a better angle. We can see what he did with his foot there, the right foot, and then the left foot, just nudging it over.
That's good enough. I think it is.
Very, very, maybe an inch, a couple of inches at the most.
But you heard the comment from Nicholas, kind of important, and the umpire says it's to our satisfaction. They have the two skips get along very well. Good work by everyone in the trucks to be able to put that up on the big screen so they can see it, utilize the technology that they have, and they like where it goes.
Absolutely. If only other sports would do the same. Comparison between the thirds, Brewster and Kraup. Big, big difference there. Look.
Well, first 4 shots, 4 misses from Tom Brewster led to Scotland being forced in the first when they looked like they could have 2, and then Sweden coming back with 2 of their own in the second. Anytime you see a 30% discrepancy in numbers,
It's got to be worrying for the team on the lower side for sure.
Well, again, it's that same double peel that's tough for Murdoch to look at. Almost has to play the double run.
Just normal, Thomas, and it's a hair off nose, no more.
Got enough then?
That's enough at normal.
Should be.
Enough nose, it's going to have to hit.
Still gonna go. Don't go crazy.
Okay.
So it'll be really keen for this shot to start him off on a better run.
Well, just trying to change something, and now they overlap that red one. Things getting even messier now.
Det är extremt svårt. Känns som att det rimligaste är att han bara får den så här ändå.
Be awfully tempting to play that yellow, red. Line 3.
Ja, men han ska få ut den också helt från...
Ja, alltså, du har kanske 10% minus. Jag funderar på om vi själva ska runda eller spela den här nu.
Det rimligaste han kan få där.
Det är lite lätt för honom att dra skotte här, tycker jag.
Det är rimligt att få en halv träff.
Det är ganska rimligt för honom att dra in skotte här någonstans. Antingen ut här eller
Han måste ju still och få poäng då.
Jo, det är sant. Vi kan lägga en corner där.
Den här ligger nästan kant. Det är svårt för honom att runda in och vettigt. Rundar han bakom här, då kan vi skjuta också.
Ja, bakom den kommer hit så ligger en linje för han.
Skjuta nu då?
Ja, jag är på det. Jag är helt på det. Jag gillar det. Jag tycker det är för lätt för honom att komma hit, Heder. Alltså våran skott är inte så jävla
alltså,
bra.
det är inte så. Säg att jag bränner den så. Rulla in i klustret här någonstans. Missar. Han kan inte göra så mycket åt det. Han kan snedtäpa. Han kan täpa.
Det blir bra.
Försöka och...
Dock så öppnar vi upp dragen ännu mer för honom om vi sätter den. För den blir högre. Då kan han komma runt hit. Ja. Vi kan dra den här. Stänga den så.
Han kan inte göra så mycket.
Det är Alex lägger gard. Det ligger bra. Han kan inte göra någonting som ligger nu.
Jag är på att lägga gard också.
The first look was whether that red guard run back is there. Then they looked at their yellow, red. They talked about having draws to the 4-foot still available. Knowing Nicholas's ability and like to throw the runbacks. I thought they'd throw the yellow.
Farligt för han att låta den ligga också. Vi ligger skottet så rundan så riskar vi inte så mycket. Nej, vi ska 2, men det kan vi ta.
This broom, it does look like the runback of the call.
Ja, utsidan vi ska tänka. Han måste träffa tjockhalm mot tredjedelar. Är det för mycket is? Den här kommer inte kalla upp riktigt.
He's barely put a stone wrong in this game. Nicholas Sedin must be worrying times for Scotland.
Fart. Bra fart. Bra fart.
Well, here guarding to take away that red angle raise, it seems. See, maybe they touch their yellow just a hair. Takes away the red angle, it looks like, and the red straight back. Going for it now, knowing that it's tough to get in there, leaving that redstone in play.
You might get off the back of this, right?
Oh, I can see more than enough.
I'm just saying, if we cut this, it's probably not a total disaster because we might take the total runoff.
I've got no choice in the matter. Let's just run it in.
How much ice do you want?
Well, I thought we as well just throwing.
You're going to have to peel.
Do you think we need peel? Probably, because if we get it off the top one and then we'll get the back one going.
Or if you get it off the back of that.
Yeah. All right, peel.
Nicholas Sedin presenting Dave Murdoch with a real headache here. He's really got no choice.
But he thinks he can see enough of this that the guard didn't protect it. I think Nicholas was so worried about touching and taking away that red on the center line, he didn't protect enough of this. And there's a few different ways with what's available on that. You can see about half of that. Got a hit about that to go right onto the one in the 8-foot.
Nadine's doing pretty well, isn't he?
Hasn't missed anything yet here. Try and catch it, and we'll spill everything off of those guards. Did they touch it up for shot stone? That's now a question. It's a much better situation. That's a lot clearer, and I think that's why you got to throw peel weight. Try and clear everything. They just touched that yellow, pushes it over. That red comes in, just touches it up. I think still shot stone for Sweden.
Yep. Just a decent result for Scotland.
Red then. Which one was that? The red one that went in. Which one was
Very
that?
strategic
That was the one
end.
Den här dubbeln. Man skulle vilja täpa den där.
Nothing's been straightforward and obvious about this end, that's for sure.
Lång eller kort så en enkel.
And most of it happening away from the house.
Ja, inte ens dit utan hit. Ja. Så han säkert inte får en dubbel. Ja. Så. Ja. Sikta på mitt 4 så här tycker jag. Ja.
Sweden lying one, they're going to draw in. Where he is, you can see that path on the left side of center. You can see just all of that yellow.
Samma som ut här, det kommer nog inte gå så trögt. Jag försöker säkra upp linjen också så. Tänk på den Jacobs också som blev ganska lång där ute. Den har rätt bra fart. Kan behöva hålla linjen lite grann.
Trying to get to the 4-foot in and lie 2.
So Nicholas playing the first couple of round robin games and he was missing these types of shots, but right now you don't think he's going to miss anything.
Bra fart. Bra linje. Håll igång. Ni har den. Bra linje. Perfekt linje. Ligga 10. Perfekt linje.
Byt va, byt.
Nej, lite perfekt. Jag vill inte köra för mycket mer.
Kommer nu.
Viktor.
Well, it really dives and they'll wrap it just around. That one, they just about lost. They were off it, had to let it curl. Nicholas sliding right in behind them. Gets it to the 4-foot. One for sure.
It's going too far.
No, it's not.
Back. Yep, one back.
Just, you might get a hair a reverse, but
I mean, we hit it this way, it definitely sticks. If we hit it this way,
Yeah, high.
we still stick and roll,
Yeah.
so long as we're not peel, I think. Yeah.
would you like barrier up or normal?
Case it runs, eh, but
I think barrier up, Tom. Yeah.
Not overthrowing this with here, just barrier up, just so enough that it'll just get to the boards at the back. So quiet hit weight. Thought there might be a draw to try and cut it down, but this, I figure they can the best chance to try and get their one a couple different ways.
Yeah, what do you think if you're watching at home? What would you do here?
Think of anything a hair tighter, Tom. Yeah.
Well, Sweden,
You'd rather be him at the moment, that's for sure.
this could be the game right now, facing what looks like two.
control.
Last stone of the 8th end.
Nothing. Nothing.
Good.
Attaboy.
Good recognition of angles and just knew what they needed to do. Having a skip in the house, important.
He allows himself a smile, a little bit of relief probably as well. Scotland's still in this game after 8 ends. Scotland 4, Sweden 5. There's a happy man, having won the 50-50 draw here in the Save on Foods Memorial Centre. He's going to enjoy his night tonight. Something like $6,412.
It's a good night to come and watch curling and come and head home with a few $1,000.
This is what they're playing for on the ice, though. It's a place in the final of the Four Men's World Championship 2013. At the moment, it's Sweden 5, Scotland 4 in this 1 versus 2. Scotland really need to try and start generating something. They've failed to make any inroads into this game.
Well, when Sweden can go and basically be throwing guards the entire 8th end, it's sign of a good end. And then perfect draw by Nicholas with his final. He has just been outstanding in this game. And
Ninth end and Scotland running out of ends.
Just now.
One. Line's good, guys. Line's good. Whoa. Leave it light.
Just
leave
line. Just line. Just now.
Whoa, guys, leave it light.
We can wait. We can wait. It's there. It's there. Get them straight. It's there. It's there. Good, Mike. Attaboy, Mikey. Great end.
well, two guards in a perfect place because they're well separated. No real double peel. Draw to the wing on the first. Victor Schell. Now we'll draw around. Important, it's in front of the tee line.
Måste gå. Kom igen. Gärna. Kom igen. Jag ligger i den här tunt nu. Kör. Kom igen, Sebbe. Ut med lite.
Well, a little miscue short. Leaves the 4-foot open. Opportunity. Three-time world champion.
He knows what pressure is like.
Last Swedish team to win a world championship. Actually, the last team other than Canada or Scotland to win a world championship.
Yep, Canada dominating.
Line's good. D-line. Line's real good, guys. D-line.
Let's get it buried.
Line only. D-line. Room. Mikey only.
Maybe back 4.
Okay.
Back button's good. Get ready, Mike. Go, Mike. Come on. Hard. Go, Mike.
Looking for the back of the button. And that's where they are. They're joined, listening to something.
Listening
to us.
To the commentators. They can hear it along with the players.
We keep saying this, but we have a huge advantage being able to hear what the players' plans are.
Drop. Härligt spel. Bra, så är det.
Well, trying to clear a couple of them up, just touches it over into the top part of the rings and actually may leave themselves.
So we can either go right on top, and he's just going to run this.
Then we got, go round, he makes a double. We keep
We've got
guarding.
time, guys. We've got time.
You got time.
Well, they're going to talk this one over, an important decision.
You've got to watch, Dave. The one thing you've got to watch here is that if you come round, he can almost see all of that yellow. He might just go after the yellow. And well,
The thing is, if
And
we're
the player.
perfectly frozen,
Even like over
if we can overcurl, would be great.
He can't run the yellow.
Mind you, he might cut the red, don't we?
He'll take both reds.
either that we just have a little bit of patience and hope for a wee bit of a miss.
I think we might need to just go
like
real put the guard back on.
One where Mike's first
Yeah.
was.
I think we'll have to just now.
Yeah, it's maybe a bit early.
Yeah, I think you've got to.
Okay.
Surely, because if he goes in to move the one in there, then
If he doesn't make it,
there's
then-
two guards on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. You get away in the 20s here, almost a 30.
Yeah,
I think that was a good moment for them to take the time, talk about it. They do know who they're playing. They're familiar with Nicholas and his team's ability to play the hits.
31. Okay.
They're going to replace the guard.
He's over. We can go late.
It's two. We can go late.
Let it cut off.
Positive release.
Line's good. Stops.
Pretty good. Yeah,
Nothing.
It's just
Nothing.
sit, though. Needs to sit.
Nothing.
Sit.
Good, Greg. Greg, watch there.
Come on, next week.
Good.
Well,
Okay.
with that guard there, try to play the double peel.
There's Hans, the chief ice technician. He's done a great job this week. The players have loved the ice.
He's had a busy season.
He's looking a bit tired, I think. Ready for
Near
a
the
holiday.
end, along with Dave Merklinger, will end up peeling it right through the hole. Doesn't disturb those yellows. They almost clip that yellow to go back. They're trying to either get the double of the top red or that yellow.
That's what I've been thrown in, eh?
Same as me.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, 30s
Just-
are good. It's like, yeah. We'll be able to drag it though.
One! Line's good. Take a look. Whoa. Whoa. Line's real good, guys. Yep. One. Whoa. Whoa. Stay up. Stay up for fun. Stay with it. Stay up for fun. Yep. 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 Yeah. Go, go,
Line.
go, 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 go. Good.
Well, it goes to a great spot. Those are tough to replace because you almost have to throw them to be hogged and then have your sweepers drag it just over.
Eller vill du skjuta igen? Den ligger nästan för perfekt den där. Tycker den här är okej ändå. Peta undan den in med en till. Det börjar bli för farligt att garda för dem då.
Ja. Lägga.
Tar du den översta blir det ju samma resultat. Den hacksar, fart i sargen.
Vad vill du göra? Jag fattar inte.
Vicka in på den här. Den där garden, det är inte så lätt att runda in perfekt.
Det är ganska nice att kunna skjuta våran annars också. Men...
Ja, men alltså peta bort den hit.
Okej.
Eller ner på egen.
Ja. Ja.
Svårt för dem att dra den där igen, det är det jag menar.
Ja.
Så någonting va?
Looks like going after the tight guard. Try and move it off the center line. The high one so long that you can still get around and get at that one on the button. Try and keep the shooter in.
Den är övertung.
Oh, but they're going to crash on the front.
Som tangeringssten helst. Nej, vänta, vänta. Vänta,
Tried to play it quiet so that if they do chip off the front, it'll have a chance to spin in. So gets a break, and when things are going your way,
Yep, there it is. It's catching.
Scotland's got to think, what do I have to do to catch a break? Because that one catches the long guard and alertly just watches it as it continues to spin, 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 and it'll spin again at the end. And watch it make that move right in.
2.5 almost. Oh, yes. Never. We're past 2. We're really tight to that red. Yeah.
Never.
Whoa. Whoa. It's 2. It needs to cut it in.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's good there.
Okay.
Back up goes the guard again. This time not quite as long.
Yeah, the panic on that one, that was the way it breaks. First one was just too long a wee bit.
Well,
Sorry.
we're either stealing or we're losing a biggie.
Well, sums that up that either they're going to be tied or handshakes in this ninth end. Knowing how important it is. Try and get them all. And we'll just touch that top yellow.
Wasn't far away from the one on the button either. It just missed.
Makes that, wasn't far from getting all the reds. Go across the top, just touches it. They're able to hold it a little more. They'll run it back, pick that one off the button. Well, knows how big that was because, as Murdoch said, give up a bundle or we'll steal.
Overcurling of anything.
You think?
Overcurl here?
He's
The only
just
thing is,
running.
like,
He's running the red over the top.
you really don't want to cluster
We don't
with
want
the
a
first
cluster.
one. Like, we want to
Well, the
be
other
up
shot's
here
that.
and he makes something, and then we've got the guard, and he's got a really long one.
Okay, let's go.
Do you know what I mean? I think if we're better if we're here.
Yeah.
What about Garble?
It was just in case he played the straight run back double.
I mean, we're going to have to dodge a bullet anyway. So
Yeah, he's going to play something like that.
See that or we hit that?
Easier, eh?
yeah, I mean, if it does drift on, so be it. Like, you know.
Okay. I like your first call. Top, up top 8.
Yeah, I like that there.
Yeah.
Another absolutely intriguing end here.
Just sweep to make sure that we get
Out that other one.
Yeah, because
Murdoch and Aideen head to head.
Okay.
And Scotland been chasing for most of this game. Had a little bit of bad luck.
Okay, just wait me.
And these two are a lot more relaxed.
It's always easier with the hammer in this 9th end and a 1-point lead.
Top 12, top 8, top 8!
Yelling! Where?
Top 8!
You really gotta go hard, Mike! Come on, it's still there!
Well, they got to get around that top one. Mullen won't get past.
Okay.
Okay, Dave.
just under ice there, actually.
Yeah. The way it was spot on. The way it was perfect.
Okay, Dave.
I think we're under ice there, actually, because I was out.
Maybe I hear. Well,
Nothing's quite working out for Scotland in this game.
It really moved.
Topp 4 där då. Ja, kanske vi har köpt fett i och för sig. Eller så gaddar han då.
Det är okej att spela. Det är helt okej.
På den.
Ja. Nej,
Dubbla
Niklas.
garderna är helt okej.
Niklas, kör den. Rätt ner. Det är bra. Eller tunt det. Så.
Well, a couple different ways. Look at the double peel. Try and play it off the center line side of the second one, and if you end up just skinning by, probably catch the one in the house. That one still sits right on the button. Shot stone, 9th end.
Aideen with the first of his 2 stones.
Well, try and spill that one off to the side. They get the shooter off. They get both the guards moving. Leaves the one just as a corner. And with 2 other counters in the rings. Side, do you try and force and score your 2 and steal in an extra end? Or go for your steal right now?
The thing is, because we're T-line guys, like for us to guard it perfect, we've got to be out the rings.
And he's playing the run back for 2. If we're that tight. Forcing 1's good, like. I think it's 2 and 10, steal 11.
Forcing 1's good.
I think force is.
It's either that or nose.
No, I don't like that.
You got 2 shots, the draw or the hit.
Just draw and then.
The good thing is, if you can get to here, you got a buddy though.
Oh, well, buddy, there's like, as long as we're 8 foot, like there,
Yeah,
if you're there, he's got to lie. He's going to lie to me. He's not going to.
I don't think we can guard it. Like,
No, we can't guard.
No, the
You have to
guard's
be really tight.
no, Nicholas, like to cover it, we've got to be perfect and tight. No, Nicholas will make the
I mean,
run
like, you
back.
can take a chance and throw a
Yep.
longer guard, but like you say, you can come round it and bump it easily.
Yeah, so here.
That's the shot. Yeah.
Much you want. You'll know.
I mean, that corner guard's the far, really. First time I've come round here.
You only need to be half round if you are there. If you're there.
What about the spot? Like, you know, we're
The
here,
weight
we're good.
is the key.
Soren Grant still in the same position as he was earlier on in the game.
Don't know if he's moved other than the 5th end break to come down and talk to him.
Looking a bit concerned.
Lite osäker vilken hand jag ska spela, så ska ganska mycket klar med innan, men jag tror det är den jag vill spela nu.
Remember, the loser still has another chance to get to the final. It's not all over.
Just a couple of feet. Yeah, 3-1.
And the decision very much taken with who they're playing in mind.
And I think against most teams here, this would be a tough one to to play that guard, because if you had to steal, you'd probably play it, but they still have a chance if they force and then score 2 in the 10th end.
No, it's got to be here. It's got to be here. So, right off. Right off.
We're good.
Right off. Nothing.
Good.
That's that. That stone's done that a couple of times. Just roofed it.
Well, that one warped and actually almost touched the front.
So Scotland counting for 2 at the moment.
Oh, that first one killed us.
Well, still knows they had a chance for a steal in this one. Well, they need to hit and stick. Needs to make contact. Push that one far enough. They're going to play for this, the force and get a steal. The first miss, an open hit for Nicholas Adine. And we will play the 10th end, 5-5.
Welcome back. That's an interesting hat. Keeping his head warm.
Well, good crowd here for this 1-2 page playoff game, and they've enjoyed a good one.
There's been some big decisions having to be made out there.
We're tight with this one. Okay.
Each end completely different.
Line's good.
We're in the 10th end.
Come on, guys. Center line, Tom. Go.
Bidding for a place in the world final.
Keep going. Whoa. Good.
Scotland start with the guard.
Good, Mike.
Now a tie game, 10th end. Saw them draw to the wing the last end. Here we'll try. Looks like the tick shot.
Whoa. Oh. Är det kjapp just nu? Okej. Hur är farten? Sarg. Över Kala. Kommer ta väldigt tjockt. Väldigt tjockt. Men är det? Kom med och dra. Japp.
Well, just taps that red one and pushes it back 12 foot. Leaves the corner guard.
Halfway. Same way, Mike. Yeah, halfway. Pretty good.
Well, Scotland needs to steal. They're 20% steal efficiency.
It's about the the same.
Halfway. 2 is good, guys. Tom only. Wade's good.
Well, they need to do something in this game. They haven't really done all game.
We're halfway.
Whoa. Go now, Tom. Yep. Whoa.
Good.
Okay.
Good, Mike. Take out of that roll, little cannon. Trycka ut där. Nej, samma.
Just trying to figure out what way they can play. They can go red onto the yellow and have the yellow one go out of play. Just can't remove the red stone in the free guard zone.
Är det mindre fart?
Samma fart.
Kommer med nu. Heda järnet.
Again, chips it off to the side, pushes another Scotland stone into the 12-foot.
Snacka fart där och lite mindre här kanske.
Typ samma.
Det är bra. Bra spel.
And every peel now will be trying to get those ones on the side of the 12-foot if they put up the center line guards. So, going to guard up the the stones on the side of the house.
Just line just now.
11.
Just line.
Two.
Only line.
2.5. Like weight's good.
Line's good.
Weight's really good.
Make it decent.
Just clean.
Just clean.
Whoa.
Okay.
Shot.
No, this.
I like that.
We've got no choice because he's playing out on.
So Frederick Lindbergh peel the corner.
Wow.
All Nicholas Edin will want is the 4-foot. And different story with that hit being missed, the first miss of the game by Nicholas Edin. Wasn't nearly his most difficult shot.
Same throw.
Here, tighter.
Two.
Make 2, guys.
2.
Line's good. Whoa,
Just
line.
line.
No, we're tight line. Whoa. Good,
Shot.
Greg. Okay.
Good, Greg.
Well, guarding to the wide side may seem weird here in this 10th end. They need to steal, but they know that if they put one on the center line, they'll slash into it. They know at some point they're going to have to move to the center of the house. It's a 5-5 game. Could be a lopsided one, despite Dave Murdoch making a lot of shots to bail their team out, with Tom Brewster fighting it in this one right from the start. Well, try and roll it into their own. We'll get 2 of them out. He's hoping to maybe clip that yellow into the rings.
One more and then no. One more.
Yeah,
or one more.
Well, I think we maybe need to, because if we go here, he's wanting to get rid of this.
Yeah.
And he's always going to peel this way. So maybe going here now. Yeah, I think we need to be T-line or just here back at T.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, just the same way it's been.
Well, Dave's thinking it through, knowing that that stone is closer to the center of the house, the yellow one. That's what they're going to draw around. Tom's struggled throughout the game, but if he picks a time to come up with a key shot, now would be a perfect time.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
T-line. Line's good.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Whoa.
T-line.
Watch her.
Gregs. Here it goes.
We're just
Bite the
T-line.
4-foot.
Just T-line.
Bite the 4.
Back T.
Yep. Go, Greg, go!
Hard!
Hard!
Good.
Well,
Great sweep.
just to the T line, and
Good judge, guys. Good judge.
Good shot.
Great sweep.
Nicholas will try and keep the 4-foot clear.
Yeah, it works.
They have a chance to get at it, or
Ja. Ta den rent så är det okej. Har vi tur så kan vi få den också.
Exakt.
Ja.
Try the run back, and if they peel it out. Another option here. Well, we'll peel it out. They're hoping to maybe roll the shooter a little bit to the outside. Guard now a little bit higher.
Okay.
Like we were there last time.
Yeah, for this,
Like
this
just here, okay.
rock.
Same way.
Hey, we're close.
Whoa.
T-line.
Whoa.
Top four.
Whoa.
We're just short of the T-line.
Whoa, wait for it to move.
Sweep for T back T.
Wait for it to move. Whoa.
Got to sweep for
Just
T
T-line.
back.
Whoa.
T-line.
Greg's only
Just
seen
T-line.
twice.
No line.
Whoa.
Just T-line.
No
Score
line.
now. Watch it.
Gotta be just a hair back of T.
Yep. Whoa.
Good.
Okay.
Good there. Good judge, guys.
Good.
Just a hair on. Just a positive release.
Yeah,
there.
it was more
Yeah.
positive.
Good.
Nice return. Two good ones.
Yeah.
That was more what the skip was after.
Den. Ja. Ganska tunn för att sticka. Ta den rent så är det okej.
That stone not nearly as dangerous now because it's deeper in the rings. They can come down to it.
Aye, and this digging and finishing hard.
Stop. 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 Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop, whoa.
I'll try and play it into one of those reds, and we'll get rid of the guard, gets rid of the back red stone. And Scotland still lying 2. Nicholas Sedin and his team trying to get to their first World Championship final. They have 2 bronze medals the last 2 years.
Much ice you like. Edge of
Won
four.
the European Championship in their hometown,
Need a bit more there. These two.
Karlstad, Sweden, this last December.
Gotta take a wee bit more.
Jag tror det låg lite där, men sen jag såg att de skulle sätta rammen, men jag tänkte
Thanks.
bara att det är okej, bra, rulla lite ut och oavsett vad det går.
Good straight speed. Close to 3-1 for this.
3-1.
%83 on draws for David Murdoch.
Room. Time.
Line's real nice.
Nicholas Sedin, 4 World Junior medals, 3 silvers, 1 gold, 2 World men's medals, both bronze for the Swedish team. Trying to guard things up.
Good shot. Good. Nice throw.
I was lucky enough to do an interview with Nicholas in his house in Karlstad, and he has a room full of medals and trophies, those World Junior titles. So very, very impressive. But this is a real step up should he make it to the final. This is first for him and his team. But it's not over yet.
No, he'll peel this. Obviously, he'd like to try and get something in the rings, but knowing that Murdoch may come in, Murdoch will want him to have to draw the 4-foot for the win. Knows he hits so well, but if he does come in, force him to play double, he'd have to stick it with that other shot out in front. 92% on the hits. The only miss last end.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Well, we'll kill it off their side one. Doesn't really change much. One less stone that could jam. Scotland going to use a timeout or interaction as the coach will make his way down.
Yep, there he goes. Soren Granny's moved from that position. Heading down. Offer some advice at this crucial stage of the game.
By the 4, he's just playing a nose double or like
Unless
that.
you're but then you're just leaving
Yeah,
that.
but that's a nose hit. Can't leave a nose hit.
Can't leave him the nose hit.
I'd rather give him the draw, guys.
Yeah,
Got me in, bro.
absolutely.
So like over. So we're sitting there. We're not that bad.
Yeah.
Then he's going to take like he's never coming to it anyway. He's cold draw to the forfeit. Yeah. And that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. What turn?
Because there's no point in us coming here. He's just going to know it.
I
would just say throw. Oh, even in draw.
Yeah, I think so too. Just try to dare to go as much as possible into the forefoot with this one, but still so you don't have a nose hit for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we just got to be.
No, on that side of the center line. On that,
Here?
yeah.
That's what you
But
want.
he's just got this.
Yeah, but if you're going as much as possible into it, just leave like a...
There.
Yeah.
We're scared he's going to play the double.
Yeah, but we have to leave it in one shot.
It's right.
I mean, a full forefoot is not that hard either, eh?
Anything down that line,
Yeah.
eh?
To be
I just
fair,
don't want to.
Dave,
I just
Dave,
don't want to.
He's just missed a hit.
Yeah, I just don't want to like sit there and just leave the nose.
No. You have to go as much as possible into the forefoot.
We can overcurl it.
Go get the rope ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want? That's what I gave you the first. Okay.
Well, plenty of time. Plenty of time.
You see the time clocks. He's just hit a minute and counting. So lots of time just to talk about positioning where they want it. They use the timeout, which the clock will continue to run. Murdoch trying to get to another World Championship final if he can steal. Played a solid end.
Top four right now.
All they can ask for.
Line's good. Mike's.
We're probably top four. Touching the forefoot.
That's what we need. Mike's. Turn over. Swing, guys. Whoa. Whoa.
Just
Whoa,
eight foot. Just eight foot. Just
Whoa, right off. Right off.
That's just worked.
That one's just diving. That one takes off, and now it allows that draw to come down. Weather has changed a little bit this week, and now just one sheet. I wonder if just flat.
That stone just went crazy.
So Nicholas Edin, the draw, he has that stone he can come down to, but going out, playing the straight draw, needs a chunk of the forefoot. He's trying to do what David Murdoch did in 2008, 2009, be the European champion to win the World Championship.
So all he has to do is get in the middle of those, and he is into his first World Championship final.
Min guard gled ju på över slidespåret till exempel. Borde åka hög upp. Sätt den här boys. Behöver halva fyr.
Really different about
Well, he's gone out, just saw that stone of David Murdoch over curl come up short. He was trying to get to the forefoot.
And look at that, 100% with his draw accuracy. Last stone, 10th end. You'd put your mortgage, your house, your car on this, wouldn't you?
Especially with those two guiding this one in. Just needs the forefoot. Well, guiding this one in. Chance for Sweden to get to the final. He's got the fist out already, pumping as he puts it on the lid.
Yeah, well played to Sweden. They are into the final. They've beaten Scotland 6-5. They head for the gold medal game, and Scotland still with a chance of retrieving the situation in the semi-final game. But it's Sweden who are into their first World Championship final, and a really good performance from them today.
One missed shot, and that's all it was, as Nicholas Edin is victorious. He's into the final. What a game. One miss, otherwise he was perfect. Put it on the button to get to his first gold medal game at a World Championship. 2 bronze medals, he's guaranteed better than that. He will speak with Allison Walker here momentarily, as what a 1-2 game.
Get a bottle of 3.
Had a good week.
Well, they'll try to, everyone excited. Pia Lindholm, the last Swedish team to win a world championship back in 2004. And David Murdoch will have to bounce back. Well, a 1-2 game, an outstanding battle back and forth. We'll set up the final 2 days of play. Canada-Denmark will battle to get to play Scotland tomorrow night. As we get to look back on this 1-2 game, we'll look at the 8th end, and was a great end by Sweden. They force a quiet raise for David Murdoch to try and get just a single point. Get within one, he'll run it right back with the quiet weight. No problem for the two-time world champ. Gets within one. 9th end, after deciding to draw, they weren't going to get the steal. Draws to the side. Nicholas Edin had been perfect all game long. The open hit. And sweepers can't hold this one. It takes off on him. Able to just make contact, push it far enough, gives up the steal, and that meant all square coming home. Sweden maintained that hammer. They had the forefoot, and that's all that was asked for. It's Nicholas Edin perfect on his draws, trying to put this one in the forefoot to book a ticket to the championship game on Sunday. And doesn't get much better than that. Put it on the lid. Get your one, a 6-5 victory as Nicholas Edin knocks off Dave Murdoch in Scotland. Edin's rolling the European champ into the gold medal game. One look at how the playoffs will shape up now. Denmark-Canada winner will take on Scotland. Loser of the semi and the 3-4 game will play in the bronze medal match. For bronze, well, Sweden guaranteed either gold or silver. Allison Walker now with victorious Nicholas Edin.
Nicholas, congratulations into your first World Championship final. How does it feel?
Thank you. It feels amazing, obviously. We were feeling really good before Worlds last year, and then I got injured, and we felt we didn't really get the chance to perform as we have the last couple of years. So this year going in, we had pretty big pressure on ourselves. Started the week pretty badly, but now the last couple of games, the teams played fantastic and made my job really easy in this game. I think we controlled the game. It was close on the scoreboard, but we really felt that we controlled the game, so it feels amazing to finish that way and go straight to the final. Having secured a medal already, that feels amazing.
It's been a funny old week for Sweden because you had that really poor start, and here you are.
Exactly. I think that's what we've been working on, actually. We try to save some energy for the playoffs in the most tournaments we play, and this time we took it too far, I think, because we didn't really play well in the beginning, but fought back in most of the games and making the playoffs, and now when we most need it, we play great. So I'm really proud of my team.
And I know you're very modest, but you did have a 100% record in just about everything today.
Yeah, it was lots of draws, and I had my draw weight perfectly. So close to flashing that takeout in the 9th, though, it really took off. And I won't be soft in the next game on my intern hit, but if they make me draw, I feel confident about it, so it feels good.
Congratulations again, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was a very excited, and so we should be, Nicholas Edin as he is into the final. Tune in tomorrow as we'll have more live coverage from the Ford World Men's Curling Championship.